Hi guys, welcome back to Trim Talk. Today we're going to talk about timing and plans, pretty much, right? So, yes, Queen India is still in the background. Which this song is very apt for today. Why? Well, you ever hear someone say, we make plans and God laughs? What if I told you that your plan and God's plan probably have nothing to do with each other? And another thing, everybody on social media tends to talk about, I see a lot of memes using 25 as a benchmark. Like, if you don't accomplish certain things by 25, then that means, hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to do in life. There's no timing for almost anything. The only thing that there's timing for is stuff that has to do with biology, like bearing children and things of that nature, right? But even still, like, if you decide that you don't want a kid before 30, that's your business. That's your business. If maybe you want a kid and it's not happening, well, maybe that's not in God's plan. Maybe He wants you to get this right first before you bring somebody else into the world, or get your career right before you bring somebody else into the world. Like, there's so many different ways to skin the cat of life, honestly. There is no one path to doing something. There's no one path to achieving goals, right? This is something that I really had to internalize when I was in school, because I'm a planner, okay? I had a plan. I was going to do this by this age and do that by that age and all kind of thing. But I found myself in a situation where I finished my first degree and I had to figure stuff out for myself. And because of that, that significantly slowed me down when it came to school. That's the one thing. I knew I wanted to go to law school. I knew I wanted to go to college and everything. But I had to figure out how I was going to pay for all that myself and everything. So I had to go back to school. I had to step back again, do another associate's degree, so that I could get a job in the career I wanted, which was a sacrifice, but it ended up serving me in the end. But anyway, I had to go back, do the associates in legal assisting, and then go to do my bachelor's, right? If I hadn't taken a step back and I had gone straight into Nova, one, who gonna pay for that? Nova's private school. How was I gonna afford college? And I would have ended up spending more time in my bachelor's than 2 years. You see what I mean? So I took a step back, but I propelled myself like way further, because now when I started law school, I had two degrees already in something law-based, which is what made me a legal writing beast, honestly, because I had the practice. Because God's plan was for me to take that step back so that I could learn what I needed to know to make me more successful. What do I do on my job now? Write all day long. All day long. My boss tells me how much he appreciates me almost every day. Every time he comes in contact with me, he tells me how much he appreciates me and appreciates my writing. I wouldn't have had the skills I had in legal writing if I didn't have to take those steps back. Not only that, when I started school, I felt so self-conscious because I was older than almost everybody in my class, and I was only 27, right? But because of society and because of the standards that we are taught, everybody else was going to finish at 24 and I'm going to finish at 30. And I felt so self-conscious about that. But they're probably going to be in the comments later to tell you how many of my classmates I ended up being their big sister. How many times I ended up like being in the bathroom with somebody who was overwhelmed and crying. And I had to be like, listen, this is necessary for your growth, because I knew, because I'd been through it myself. You see what I'm saying? So maybe he's like delaying. It's not denial if you're not getting, he's putting a word on me. It's not denial if you don't get something when you thought you were going to get it. That's not denial, it's just a delay. And this delay might be for you to be a blessing to somebody else. You hear me? Look at me talking to you about all this stuff now. This might be you in the future. Because there's certain things you can't talk about until you go through it. And I have been through delay, man. I've been through delay in so many things. But I can tell you that it's never a denial. I still have, and I believe I will accomplish everything I've ever asked the Lord for in this life. Everything I've ever asked God, the universe for, it has come true, and it will, because I'm putting in the work for it. But because I've learned the difference between me making my plans and the timing that those plans take, there's a big difference between that, right? It might not happen when you think it's supposed to happen, but it will if you stay focused. Do not get discouraged. Don't let people tell you, oh, you're 35 and you still ain't finished college. That's not their business. That's not their business. When you have the PhD and the master's degree and them need $20, take your time. Take your time. Slow down. Appreciate the process that you are going through, and stop thinking that you have to rush yourself because the world and everybody else is telling you that you have to rush. At the end of the day, I used to tell people this all the time. If you feel like you have to work and save money for a couple of years, or take 1 and 2 classes so you can work, right, to go to school, that's completely fine. You know why? Ask those people who are telling you to do it faster. Tell them to pay for a class. Ask them how much a semester costs and see how quiet they get. This is going to be a recurring theme. What I would tell you, there will be a lot of people, when you're trying to do something for yourself and you're trying to be something and be better, there's always going to be those people that are just like this. But as we say in Jamaica, empty barrels make the most noise. There's always the people that have no clue about what you're going through, that have the most to say. It's always them. They have to give you like a whole PowerPoint presentation on your life when they have no idea. No idea about what it is you're doing or how to even get that accomplished. Okay? There's one special lady in my life, when she don't have no experience with what it is I'm going through, she says, you know what? All I can do is encourage you, because I have no idea what that's like. That's the kind of encouragement we seek from those kind of people. But if they're trying to critique you and do all kind of thing and they have no clue, then they have no space to speak in your life. I'm sorry. They have no space to speak on what it is you're trying to accomplish. Stop listening to people telling you that you need to do this by this age, that by that age, da-da-da. There's no one way to do anything, especially a college education. If your dream is to be in the professional realm or to be an artist, whatever it is, if it's taking you a little longer, that doesn't mean it's denial. What matters is you staying focused and following your dream regardless. The only people that have to believe is you and God. And if you're in a relationship, that person is required to believe in the dream as well, or they gotta go. That's it. It's all timing. It's all timing. It's all timing. But it's not your timing. It's God's timing. And that's what we need to understand. Plan, but don't expect it to be in your time, honey. Okay? There may be some experiences that you need to go through, some life lessons that you need to learn to better appreciate what is coming. That's another word. I'm telling you, I'm not saying that my friends who are 25 now and lawyers and 24 and, you know, under 30, that they don't appreciate what it is that they've accomplished after finishing law school. But when I tell you, when I walk in my office every single morning and I see my degrees on the wall and I see all the files of the people that I get to help today with my words and with my legal arguments, it hits me every single day. You know why? This is the girl that came from the Publix deli, and I was telling people that I wanted to go to law school, and people look at me like me crazy. Like, sis, you work in the deli, ma'am. Like, what makes you think? And, you know, that's not going to happen because you don't have, no, you're about to be out of status. All you have is a work permit. Like, how are you going to do that? Because that's from their depth. They're speaking from their depth. But me and God knew what the plan was. I just didn't know how it was going to get executed. And then when I left there, worked this job, that job, this job, worked as a medical transcriptionist for Pfizer, listening to people when they have Viagra problems, okay? Left that job, worked at Publix, which was to this day, one of my favorite jobs. Look here, man, humble beginnings don't determine your destination. Everybody says that. And you know who said that? People who have the experience, who have been through it. They can tell you that just because you're in a humble place right now doesn't mean that you're not going to get to the mountaintop. God knows where you're gonna end up. Just plan and stay focused. I stayed focused through all of that. So many naysayers, like, you go to Broward College, like a community college means I will never make it to law school and get a law degree. What that's supposed to mean? Huh? If you gotta start off with a 2-year degree and then matriculate to the 4-year degree and then go to your graduate program, that's your path. You know what that mean though? Tremaine got way less loans. I don't have $500,000 of loans. I don't have $300,000 of loans. Okay? That's what that means. I didn't have to go do housing and do all of that stuff. Now, yes, I may have missed out on college experience, but those who know me know I don't like people. Okay? I don't need to be living with no damn college students. That was not my path. That's not the path God had for me. Instead, you know what he did? He helped me foster an incredible relationship in that time. So people now who have had the straight path might be trying to figure out relationship and trying to figure that part out. I've had that part figured out since I was 19 because my path was different. Everybody's path is different. So if your path is community college, community college, bachelor's program, and then graduate school, then that's that. That's what it is. If your path is working at Burger King while you're in school, then that's that. Don't let nobody shame you into believing that you're supposed to be doing something one way. Like I said, everybody speak from their own experiences. And I've told you before, remember that Trim Talk where I said they're going to change their tune? And they're going to change what they have to say? Believe that. Believe that. You and God plan have nothing to do with nobody else. So you just stick to what you have to do. And remember that delay is not denial. Okay? Have a good day. Have a great weekend. Do something that's going to set up your future this weekend. Can you promise me that? Just one thing. Take one step. If it is doing an application for school, or application for that job, registering that LLC, it's payday. Instead of get them shoes, do something that's going to set you up in the future.